before my retreat day, I needed to make some choices because I didn't want to continue doing the work that I was doing. I knew there was something else there, but I wasn't really sure what it was. And I didn't seem to be uncovering it very quickly by myself. After my consult with you and the wisdom that was coming through, not just from you, but what you were pulling out of me, I felt like we were getting somewhere. Throughout the day, the process took me through so many emotions, tears and fear and excitement. And it just was a really exhilarating process. And I knew that you were always in control, so that was very reassuring. It was huge for me. When you started just throwing out what you were hearing coming from me, that feedback crystallized it for me. It's like, yeah, that's really what's been going on with me, but I haven't been able to put that into words. Like where you said, maybe the jobs you're looking at, you've outgrown. And it was like, duh. I mean, that's just so obvious, but I had not seen that until you pointed that out. It's like, yeah, there's no turning back from this point. I can't do that anymore. I began to see my competency in a different light. Why can't I utilize the things that I had done in my past that were really exciting to me together to make a living? Why did that never occur to me before? I needed you to help me put that together.
I think that you went through so many strong emotions in your retreat day because you literally outgrew an old identity, an identity you'd had for a long time, which was too small for you.
Yeah, that makes sense. My mission now is teaching caregivers and family members who are taking care of elders how to nurture their elder so that the elder can grow and proceed through their last stage of development before they die. And I'll set it up so that the families will be doing everything possible to make that happen in a joyful way. And then after the death to feel no regrets.
And some pretty amazing things are possible from the work you do, aren't they? I'll just say a couple of things which people don't realize are possible.
Oh, yes. You can recover a lot of lost language if you create a rich enough environment and create enough exercises. They can recover lost ground that they lost to dementia or Alzheimer's. And I saw that with my own eyes. I was just blown away by the miracle. It was a labor of love. It filled with giggles and delights and miracle after miracle every day. It was so worth getting out of bed to do. So I'm excited to be able to give that to people. A lot of times I think we just warehouse these elders and wait for them to die, and that's certainly not satisfying for the elders and not satisfying for the families. I'm just really happy with the result and will be forever grateful to you for helping me to see that, because I couldn't have done that by myself. You can see and cut through the haze around things, and you just nailed it so many times. I felt like you were seeing me and really focused on me, and you were such a good listener that I talked myself into some understanding. That was fabulous. That night I was played out, but the next 3 days I cleaned my entire house. I had all this energy that I had not had previously because I was just mired down in that, what's the next step? How am I going to do this? Having some clarity about what the next step was, I wasn't carrying all of that on my back. I was free. I would still be looking to do menial jobs, not very much money, stifled my creative side.
It was actually, from my perspective, a huge waste of the amount of wisdom and insights and skills and everything you developed yourself to be. It couldn't benefit anybody. In addition to being, not satisfactory financially or otherwise for you, it was not a match for what you had to offer.
Right.
Great. So
because you are so good at what you do, It encouraged me to stand up in my own integrity, occupy more of me, value who I am and what I have to give to the world more. That was worth the price of admission. We did that so efficiently. That was one day. Boom. My world changed. Hello. That was so worth it. It was there all of the time, but I could not see that without your help. I think I'm holding up a bigger part of the sky now that provides a better world ultimately, because if we all occupied our total space, then we could just blow the doors off what's happening in the future. But I feel so empowered to be who I am and let that evolve of its own accord. And it's not me, it's the power behind me that is driving this whole process.
That's why I call it a soul calling, or your greatest calling. It's something bigger than us that we're here to do, and it evolves us.
I understand that so much more on an internal level now, and that's what you're really good at, is giving the people the experience of evolving themselves. You just kind of like hold the space for that. And that is so powerful in itself. I felt like you were birthing me, and you were the midwife.
I feel like I'm holding space for you to step up to who you really are. Nothing could be more fulfilling than to do that.
We're all concerned. How many of us try to do it over and over again and stumble and fall and lose months, years, sleep over this? That's not necessary. If you reach out to someone who really knows what they're doing, they can take you through it very efficiently. I mean, we did this quickly, one day. That's not very much investment. I wish I had done one day like last year. Stop trying to do it by yourself. Pamela can give you the lift up that you need and help in going into the right direction. It's really not necessary to struggle. Just do it. It's been a really exciting journey.